Hi everyone, I'm Vicki at 21st Yoga in Salt Lake City, and today I'm going to be teaching or just guiding us in a mindful meditation. So we'll do about 20 minutes of a guided meditation, and then I'll take a bit of a break and shift and explain walking meditation to us. We'll just shift and do it right here I'm just in a kind of confined space here, and finding a space in your home where you know that you can just stand and maybe walk 6 or 7 paces back and forth, just very simple. And then we'll sit back down together and continue practicing sitting meditation together with less guidance, a little more space, a little more time just to listen to what our present moment experience is. So I thought I would begin today with just relating a story that's, for whatever reason, just sort of been in my memory the past week or so. Many of you know Terry Tempest Williams. She's a beautiful writer. Her voice is a very, very important one in the ecological movement. And I recently came across a video that she had done, a talk that she had given at Pioneers. And I know that she was also on the speaking agenda for recent Earth Day celebrations. And she's near and dear to our hearts here in this area. And I was living in Los Angeles. This was in the early 90s. And just circumstances were hard. I had experienced a breakup, and the big LA earthquake had just happened, and I felt very ungrounded and just wanted to leave such a big city. And I looked in the newspaper and I saw that Terry Tempest Williams was going to be reading from one of her books at a really wonderful bookstore called Dutton's in Santa Monica. And I was so excited, as I just adored her, and I made sure I got there early and got my space. Turned out that only I and 2 other people had planned on going to hear her speak, and I couldn't believe my luck because I idolized her. And she came in and she was just so sweet, and I had a chance to sort of talk with her. And she asked how I was doing and how long I'd been in LA and would I go back to Salt Lake City. And she's looked at me just piercingly with tenderness, said, sometimes the most courageous thing one can do is go home. Sometimes the most courageous thing one can do is go home. And during this time, I've been thinking a lot about that in my meditation practice. It is about sitting, about going home, about stabilizing the mind so that we can open up to our present moment experience with as little judgment, with curiosity, with tenderness. Sometimes the most courageous thing we can do is go home. And why courageous? We might ask that question, why does it take courage to sit in meditation? Why does it take courage to slow down? What do you think? What comes up for me is that when I slow down and attune to my present moment experience, sometimes what I find there is not easy to work with. But the beautiful thing about meditation practice is this helps us to be with what's arising in a very gentle way. And it helps us to tune into the impermanent nature of things. So thoughts, feelings, physical sensations come and they go if we let them. So we can begin to sort of trust this flow in and out, this contraction and expansion, this breath in and breath out, over and over. And as we practice it more, we have confidence that we can rely on that. So even when these waves of intensity come, we trust that we can ride it, we can surf it. I think that's such a motivation enough to sit down regularly and practice. To practice yoga, to practice meditation, walking meditation, whatever it is, whatever practice helps us attune to our homes, to ourselves. So this is what I'd love to just begin our practice with. This really tender invitation to come home, to the breath, to the body, to our present moment experience. So I'll ring the bell 3 times, just to begin our practice. And finding a place, either in a chair or on the floor, that feels comfortable to you. If you feel like you need to adjust just a little bit, adjust your seat. See if the body can come to some stillness. And as we practice, you're welcome to keep the eyes open, softly gazing down at the ground, or closing the eyes, whichever option feels best to you. So I'll start by ringing 3 bells. So noticing the sound of the bell dissipating, the sound sort of spreading back out into the atmosphere, and as that happens, we become aware of other sounds in our environment. Just leaving a bit of space here for you to attune to your own environment at home, wherever you find yourself, noticing the surrounding sounds. Might be the sounds of cars passing by, or voices within the house or outside, birds. Perhaps aware of the space between sounds. Not needing to name the sounds or figure them out in any way, but just allowing the quality of sound to come and go. And now shifting your focus from sound, bringing awareness to the body as a whole. Noticing the posture that you've taken, places of the body that connect, that touch the earth, the props you've chosen. The sense of pressure or weight, warmth, Noticing how you've chosen to rest the hands during meditation. Awareness of the spine from the tip of the tailbone up to where the spine ends, just between the ears, this spine that offers us this capacity to sit upright in a posture that feels awake and alert. Bringing some awareness to the front of the body, and you just relax the belly. A sense of the sternum, the heart center, lifting and opening. The head resting naturally on the shoulders, aligned with the spine. The jaw relaxing. The tip of the tongue could touch the back of the teeth. Just a sense of the tongue relaxing, letting go of its position, like sometimes it will stick to the roof of the mouth, just letting the tongue go. And again, revisiting the posture of the eyes, either closing the eyes or softly gazing down at the ground. Just letting the eyes rest, if open, on a focal point. Aware of the light, the space in front of you, but resting on a single focal point. And then as you're ready, narrowing the focus of your attention onto the feeling of the breath in the body. Without needing to direct the breath in any way, just bringing a tender, gentle curiosity to the feeling of breath in the body as you inhale. Maybe sensing that expansion in the physical body, top of the breath, there might be a little pause and then a gentle exhalation. For this practice, we'll use the breath as our anchor of meditation. So as we notice the mind wandering away in thought, memories, daydreams, planning, whatever is happening, we notice that the mind wanders a lot. And the invitation here is not to try to control that. The mind thinks, it's very good at that. The invitation here is to hold that with a lot more spaciousness, and to notice when the mind is wandered off in thinking, and gently guiding our attention back to the felt sense of breath in the body. The minute we notice we've wandered off, we're present again. So just gently, with intention, guiding that attention back to the feeling of breath in the body. So coming home to this breath. To this moment. And knowing that at any point, this anchor of the breath, if it feels unstable, unreliable, we always have the option to choose another anchor. If we feel agitated in the breath, it might be wise to shift to something in the body, a place in the body that feels more reliable, more stable. That could be the sensation of your sits bones on the meditation cushion or the chair, or the feeling of your hands on top of your thighs, or sense of the lower belly. Anything almost literally can be used as an anchor, so choosing which feels most reliable to you. So when the mind wanders away in thinking, you gently guide your attention and rest it, lay the mind down in this place in the body. And we do this over and over again, training our minds, stabilizing our minds, resting the mind in present moment awareness. As you begin to, settle into practice, noticing how you're feeling. A very busy mind, a somewhat settled mind. Some emotions arising, some physical sensations expressing themselves to one degree or another. So just noticing the relationship you're having to whatever's arising. We have a tendency to want to judge what's arising in our field of awareness. This is good, I can keep this. This is unpleasant, I want to push that away. In the practice of meditation, the invitation is to allow whatever's arising without judgment. To just sensing in to what it might feel like to just let go of the judgment. What is arising? There is some sense of anxiety. There is a busy mind. Noticing without the need to fix anything, to understand it, to have it be good or bad, this or that. From this stable posture, we're able to allow whatever's here to arise, to be held in awareness, and then to let go of it, to let it pass. For the moment, there's nothing to do about whatever's arising, to simply notice it, not to push it away, not to ignore it, but in this spacious field of awareness, to know what's arising as it's arising. And to let it be. If you're lost in thought, lost in thinking, getting caught up, the moment you become aware of that, you've entered again into the present moment. Then you have this choice to continue on into thinking or to gently guide your attention back to the anchor that you've chosen, to this felt sensation of breath moving in the body. Sometimes the most courageous thing one can do is go home. Coming back to this body, this breath, to this moment, and holding what's here with tenderness, with open-hearted awareness. So not trying to clear the mind of thought, of thinking. That's impossible. It's in the nature of the mind to wander. So we're offering the mind a different opportunity to rest in present moment awareness. And the more the mind gets used to this process of wandering and then coming back, the more adept we'll get at being able to catch ourselves in our wandering and to gently guide that mind, that attention back to the breath, to the body, and open up to present moment awareness. Some days the mind feels busier than others, and that's okay too, just noticing that. If there's some kind of resonance in the body during those times when the mind is busier versus times when the mind is calmer, how is that felt in the body? So whether the eyes are closed or open, opening and lifting the gaze, taking in your home practice space, the light, the things inside the room, the space itself. It's bringing in a larger awareness of space in which we're practicing our meditation. Inhabiting our spaces with awareness at home, wherever we are. Maybe there's a particular object that brings you comfort. So we'll shift for just a few minutes to walking meditation. It's a beautiful practice to do to give the body a bit of a break between sitting sessions. And also, it's a practice that you might choose if sitting meditation just doesn't feel like an option for you, if you feel agitated or the body is sore or not at ease for whatever reason. Walking meditation is such a gorgeous practice and can be done almost anywhere. Today I'll just be practicing walking back and forth the length of basically the yoga mat. In good weather, warmer weather, you could step outside onto the patio, into the grass. Beautiful practice. And the idea here is our anchor shifts from the breath in the body, for example, to the sensations of the soles of the feet touching the earth. And whatever movement in the body helps us take each and every step. The eyes are open. We're looking out. We're aware of our space. So it's a much more integrative practice. Integrating with our surroundings, aware of our surroundings. Right? We might be aware of sounds, of temperature. All the while primarily rooted in this awareness of the soles of the feet touching the earth. Mind wanders coming back, grounding all the way down to the soles of the feet. So let's transition. I'm going to stand and finding a space for you that works. Maybe stretching a little bit if you want to do a little forward fold or something that kind of wakes the body up, a little downward dog. After sitting for quite a while, and then coming to standing. And noticing the posture of the body just as we did when we were sitting. Upright, shoulders are back but not tense or stiff, and we're looking out. And we hold the hands however it feels comfortable to us, behind the back, alongside the body, in more of a prayer posture, whatever feels good to you. And then just begin walking. The pace is something that feels natural to you. And when you come to the end of the line that you're walking, just noticing the turning around and the walking back in the other direction. So we'll do this for about 10 minutes, so settling into the practice of walking meditation. continue our shamatha, our calm abiding practice, choosing the breath as the anchor. As we notice the mind has wandered away and thinking, coming back, resting our attention in the felt sense of the breath, moving in and out of the body. Sounds simple, but it's challenging to work with. Some days it's more easeful than others. Just allowing for whatever is happening for you to be whatever's happening for you, just as it is. Right. So we'll start the segment with just a poem of Wendell Berry's that's been on my mind. It's just, again, about coming home. Geese appear high over us, pass, and the sky closes. Abandon as in love or sleep holds them to their way, clear in the ancient faith that what we need is here. And we pray not for new earth or heaven, but to be quiet in heart and in eye, clear that what we need is here. So settling back in. So time and time again, bringing the mind home. Home to the body, home to this moment. Right here. Right now. Just noticing where the mind is, and if lost in thinking, guiding the mind home to the breath, to the body. Opening again with awareness to this field of awareness, allowing whatever's here to be seen, to be known, to be felt, just as it is. Taking good care in your practice, just acknowledging the courage it takes to come home and to open to our present moment experience. It's important to know when it's appropriate to take a break, to sort of feel around the edges of things that come up that feel very intense. So we use our own intuition, our own sense of self-care as we tune in this way, knowing when it might be best to take a break, to shift to walking, to let go of the posture, maybe stretch a little bit and come back. Taking care as we tune in. As we bring our practice to a close, I invite you, if the eyes have been open, to gently close the eyes if that feels comfortable for you, and bring the hands to the heart, or hand on the heart, hand on the belly, if that feels good to you. And Anjali Mudra, invitation to dedicate the merit, any benefit that comes from our practice together, to all beings everywhere, without exception. And in that spirit, we'll end with a brief loving kindness practice. Beginning this practice by directing the prayer to ourselves, recognizing the importance of filling our own wells so that we can dip into these wells and offer out to the world around us, to our friends and families, our children, our communities, the world at large, to Mother Earth. Taking care of ourselves is taking care of one another. Really holding yourself in this cradle of loving kindness. And I'll offer up this loving kindness prayer sentence by sentence. You're welcome to repeat it to yourself if that feels good to you. May I be safe and protected, and free from inner and outer harm. May I be happy and contented. May I be healthy and whole to whatever degree possible. And may I experience the ease of well-being. And now directing this same prayer out to someone you care for deeply. Maybe someone who isn't nearby, you haven't seen for a while, family member or a child who's elsewhere. As if that person were right here and you could say these words to them. May you be safe and protected, and free from inner and outer harm. May you be happy and contented. May you be healthy and whole to whatever degree possible. And may you experience the ease of well-being. And now gently bringing someone into your field of awareness, into the heart of loving kindness who's difficult for you. Be careful not to invite anything that's too intense or unresolved, but just someone to whom you feel you might have closed your heart down in judgment and impatience, knowing that this person is just like you in her desire to be happy, to be free of suffering, just like you. Holding that person as if that person were right here and you could offer these same words. May you be safe and protected, and free from inner and outer harm. May you be happy and contented. May you be healthy and whole to whatever degree possible. And may you experience the ease of well-being. As we practice loving kindness, we sense that this field is boundless. There's nothing that can escape our love, our loving kindness. May we all be at peace. May all sentient beings, may Mother Earth be at peace. May we all be at peace. Gently opening the eyes, taking in the space again, stepping into these next moments, the rest of our days, the rest of our lives in presence. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. See you soon. So again, thank you for tuning in. You're welcome to leave comments for us. You're welcome to donate via Venmo at 21st Yoga, spell that out, or PayPal. And Lucy and John have a beautiful library that's forming here for 21st Yoga. You can watch our other videos on our Facebook page or the YouTube channel, and you can follow us on Instagram at 21st_yoga. Thanks.